So, have you ever felt that subtle whisper telling you that something needs to change? Or maybe it wasn't so subtle. Maybe it was like a slap around the face with a wet kipper. Maybe it feels more like a storm is coming and you feel like you're in the middle of all that whirling torment. And it's shaking up everything that you have ever known or felt about your life. So, what I want to do today is talk about being at a crossroads. There, these pivotal, get my teeth in, moments when we get asked for more, to be more, to really explore what we want. So, if you're standing at a crossroads, you might notice three key signs. The persistent feeling of restlessness. So when everything looks fine on the surface, but it isn't. And you might get like that funny feeling in your tummy that something's going to happen or something you need to pay attention to, but you can't quite rationally work it out. So there's that feeling of unease. Sleepless nights. Don't we love our sleepless nights? And they're filled with questions. If you're anything like me, you wake up in the middle of the night and you need to make a little bathroom visit. And when you come back, you think, oh, just go to sleep. And then all of a sudden it's going, I want to ask you this question and this question. It's like, ooh. Now, what I do when that happens is I go and get my journal. In fact, I go and get a cup of tea, check on one of my dogs downstairs. It's currently winter, so I make sure he's all cozy. And I come back and I just sit with my journal. But sleepless nights where your mind is racing with questions. Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? And then that deep, undeniable sense that something needs to change, but you can't quite work out what it is. And what most people don't realize that when they're at these crossroads, they're not it's not about you have to make a choice. This is an invitation to pause, to reflect and connect with what I call our divine inner wisdom. They're opportunities to realign with who we are and what we want on a much, much deeper level. Now, in my experience, and that is my experience, and working with other people, one of the biggest mistakes is that we rush to make a decision. We feel this discomfort and we don't like it. It's like having a big, horrible itch and you want to get rid of it. So instead, let's look at how we can use this moment of unease and discomfort as a really powerful catalyst for growth. So I'm just going to share a really simple exercise. If you know me, you know I love journaling. These are my favorite journals. They're Stationery Island bullet journal. I cannot write in the journal that has lines. And I don't like them blank. And I like bullets because it kind of guiding, but not restricting me. So don't psychoanalyze me. That's just what I like. So here's my journal. So we need to journal and maybe stick the timer on your phone and just give yourself about 15 minutes of quiet time and go through all of these steps. Now, the first thing that I'm going to invite you to do is let it all out. Get those shoulders and drop them. Let it all go. Take a deep breath and bring yourself into center. And at the top of the page in your journal, write today's date and a question. What signals or signs or whispers have you been seeing or hearing lately that suggest that you are at a crossroads? There are signs. There are signs. I guarantee there are signs. So just take a few moments to write some stuff down. Now, if you struggle with writing things down, here's one of my big tips. Write the mundane and then it'll turn into magic. And what I mean by that is it might be that you got up this morning and you made a cup of tea and then you went and got some water and you just write rubbish. You've written the question, you're in your heart. And as you get out of that, I can't write, I got nothing to write, it will turn into what your heart and your soul want you to know. So, it might be that you've got a recurring dream or a conversation you can't stop thinking about, or that persistent restlessness. This job is not right for me. I'm not following the right business path. This relationship I'm in, no, 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 no. Whatever it is, this is an invitation to be really honest with yourself. Then on a fresh line, so when you scribbled all that down, right, when I quiet the voices, the shoulds, the musts, the expectations, what does my heart really want? Now, I feel quite emotional because I've been one of those people that has denied myself what my heart really, really wants. Done it a lot. I've listened to the shoulds and the musts and the expectations, and I have explored what it is I want. And when we do that, it can feel scary, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a good sign. That fear is probably excitement. Now, like I say, this is a big, big question, and it's okay. Just write down what surfaces, even if it doesn't make sense. And sometimes these things don't. We need to maybe go for a walk, go and do something different, have a massage, and then by Jove, by Jingo, or whatever that saying is, it comes into our head. That's terribly British. I think it's by Jingo. I can't remember where that came from. So this final reflection question is, what small step could I take today that would honor both where I am and where I feel called to go? Now, remember, this is not about making changes overnight, packing someone's bags or packing your own, or resigning your job. It's just about admitting what you really want. And then maybe that's having a conversation, and maybe spending some time researching something that interests you, and just sitting with whatever that brings up for you. Now, I want to share something that's really important about this exercise. You might notice resistance. I often talk about resonance and resistance. And we have that lovely inner voice that goes, can't do that. No, 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 that's not practical. No, no, no. What will other people think of me? Oh my goodness me, those other people. Now, when you hear those thoughts, just gently acknowledge them in your journal. Write them down, but don't let that be the end of the story. Add and yet after each one. So here's an example. I can't change careers now, and yet I know people who have done it at all ages and all times in their life. It is not practical to follow my dream, and yet staying where I am is costing me my joy, my mental health, whatever that might be. So the purpose of the exercise isn't to force you into decisions. It's about creating a safe space, a place in your journal where you can be honest with yourself and with what you're feeling and what you're yearning for. So keep this journal entry. Now, I often talk to people about writing stuff and burning it, but keep this one. It's a great one to come back to and reflect on. And when we give this divine inner wisdom a space to talk, to speak, it will reveal to us exactly what we need to know about our next steps. This is about trust, and it's about reflection, and it's about, well, opening the inner ears and listening. So just take a moment to finish whatever it is that you're writing, whatever comes up for you, and know that you are in the right place for right now. And a beautiful journey is going to unfold if only you listen. So I'm Dale. I really hope that this has helped you. It resonates in some way. Don't forget to subscribe. Loads of free resources, and do come and join me in some other videos where we're going to go and grab our journals and get some stuff out of our heads and out of our hearts.